to add new content to their pages. If it has been more than 1 week since you posted on your OnlyFans, it has been too long. I believe you should be posting at minimum 3 to 4 times a week to be successful as far as keeping your subscribers happy. If Netflix failed to have any new shows for an entire week, people would begin to wonder what they are paying for. You never want anyone wondering what they are paying for or looking at the latest post from 2 or 3 weeks ago and deciding it's time to turn the rebill off and to subscribe to a creator who is more consistent. Of course, crises can happen, as well as vacations. So you just need to always be keeping your fans updated on any short or long breaks that could occur on your page. Rule of thumb would be if you're going to not be posting for over a week, let your fans know with a message on your timeline. It's okay to take breaks to prevent burnout, but if breaks become a habit, your fans will notice, and it will start to affect your bottom line when it comes to subscribers' money. Okay, number 8. Interact with your fans. Not all OnlyFans subscribers are looking for interaction, and I'm asked quite a bit how to make fans more interactive than they are. As someone on Reddit once wrote, some people just like to look at pictures and go to sleep afterwards. If that sums up the majority of your subscribers, then you are lucky. For most people, OnlyFans is more than just a site with pictures and videos, but a chance to interact in real life with attractive people and individuals they are fans of. This means that what your OnlyFans subscribers are buying in some cases is access. That being access to your real self as opposed to just pictures on a screen. So it makes sense that for a lot of these fans, they want you to come off your high pedestal and interact with them at some point. I've talked about the fine line between becoming too accessible previously in the podcast. But in this case, you want to try to interact with your fans whenever you're able to. If someone asks a question that is creepy or disrespectful, and you decide to flame back on their flame, this does not count as interaction. You want to only deal in positive interactions where you can relate to your fans or thank them for something they have done for you. The more interaction you make on the page, the more likely the page will become interactive overall with comments and questions. This will be a great environment for new subscribers to find when they come onto your page and make them more likely to keep subscribing. All right, so number 9, have positive energy. As the old saying goes, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. People who are likable on their OnlyFans and in their fan site promotion will end up with more subscribers overall. It might seem edgy to be aloof or sit on a throne like a goddess or god on your page, but it will likely not help you grow your page into being in the top 1% of all creators. If your page has positive energy, it will also likely encourage those who are fans to interact in a positive manner as well. People tend to want to subscribe to active pages that make them feel good. It is part of your job as an OnlyFans creator to make people feel good from the content on your page. You can go a long way in doing that by keeping your energy good in your comments and replies to fans, as well as posting positive, uplifting messages and polls to keep people in a bright and cheery mood. There's enough to get people down out in the real world, so making sure your page is positive will allow you to keep more subscribers. All right, so number 10, keep subscribers up to date. As mentioned, when I was discussing letting fans know when you were going to go on a short break or vacation, it's important that your fans always know what's up when it comes to your page. You don't need to give them too much detail about your private life. Ideally, you don't want them to know much of anything about that for safety reasons. But if your outside life is going to affect your time on OnlyFans, then it does become their business. You also want to keep your fans informed on anything having to do with your subscription rates, upcoming specials, custom content, etc. Don't just spring changes on your fans. Make them a part of the decision, and you'll find no matter what you have to tell them, they will be more receptive to the ideas. If a person chooses not to keep up to date with you, that is on them. And you can always point out if someone complains about a change on your page that there is tons of comments and posts letting fans know about it. A creator who keeps their fans informed will find that they keep a lot more subscribers and make more money on the site as well. All right, number 11. Make it fun from the beginning. They say you can never make a second first impression, and it's true. If you want to keep your subscribers around, make sure that the page they subscribe to is full of fun content, interaction from the jump. When they sign up and subscribe, make sure they get a fun intro DM, possibly with an added bonus attached. Don't be afraid to send out a custom thank you message for each new subscriber yourself, as well as welcoming them to the page. Make sure that your pinned posts at the top are welcoming and exciting, and get them interacting with you and your page right away. This is your big opportunity to make an impression on someone and become more than just another pretty face. Don't waste that opportunity at the very beginning to stand out from the rest. So if in the future they have to make a decision on which content creators to keep supporting and which to stop supporting, they have a certain fondness in their heart for you and don't put you on the chopping block. These sort of decisions are made every day by OnlyFans subscribers, and it is often the small things that make the biggest impact on whether they keep subscribing to you or not. All right, number 12, remember their names. When it comes right down to it, one of the most important ways to keep your clients is to remember who they are. Yes, once you have hundreds or even thousands of OnlyFans subscribers, this can start to get difficult. But the average OnlyFans creator has less than 100 subscribers, making it pretty easy to notice your fans by name. A lot of people are anonymous on OnlyFans, but their accounts and spending habits are not. You should be able to identify those fans who are most loyal to your page and mark them for extra attention and interaction. When someone has been subscribing to your page for months or even years, you should do your best to make them feel as special as possible. If they are anonymous, but you can easily find out an interest or hobby that they have, bring it up to them in the DMs or comments. Spend time asking how others are doing and talking about them, and your fans will remember your kindness, that you are fan-focused and not just all about yourself. If a fan has the choice between subscribing to you, who they have had conversations with and feel a genuine connection to, and then against someone else who doesn't take that time to get to know them, they will choose to continue subscribing to you. Okay, so how do you keep OnlyFans subscribers around long term? In the end, the most important factors when it comes to keeping OnlyFans subscribers is to build a fun page, have a customer-centered spirit, and provide quality content on a consistent basis. It can be hard to stay consistent on your OnlyFans, and not everyone wants to spend a lot of time interacting each day with virtual strangers. So try to take from the list that I just went over those areas that you can improve upon and are strengths of yours. In the end, there is no way to control what your subscribers do, and you should not consider yourself a failure if fans tend to unsubscribe after a month or two. Remember that it's common for most creators to only get 50% of fans to keep their rebill on. But if you work hard on your page and follow the steps that I just mentioned, you can be sure that you will keep the right fans subscribing for the long term. So those were 12 different ways that you can help yourself keep OnlyFans subscribers. As I mentioned, it would be hard to be able to do all 12 of those things. If you are able to do that, that's great. If some of those don't fit your personality or your skill sets, focus on the ones that you can really knock out of the park. And also, obviously, you have limited amount of time. And definitely, if you haven't listened to my episode on OnlyFans marketing 1 hour a day, I highly recommend that one as well, because that will help you as far as organizing your interaction, your promotion, and everything else you have to do with your OnlyFans page. And it'll help you not necessarily waste as much time. But you definitely want to try to do several of the things that I mentioned in this podcast episode. Okay, so that was how to keep your OnlyFans subscribers. Okay, so on to the listener question of the week. All right, so the question is, things change so fast online. I am curious what you feel are the top 3 platforms right now to promote OnlyFans on. So I have to agree with this question so much because things are constantly changing on the internet, with apps, with everything, and especially with marketing. So a year ago, I would have recommended perhaps different platforms to be promoting on. 2 years ago, Instagram would have been, a top tier platform to promote your OnlyFans on. And now it wouldn't even make a top 3 list. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you as far as my top 3 to answer your question for November 2021. Shockingly, number 1 is TikTok. Right now, all the interaction that I have with creators, that's what everyone is telling me that they're pulling a lot of fans from. And the reason obviously has to just be volume. People are interacting with TikTok so much more than they are with a lot of other sites. People interact a lot with, say, YouTube, but YouTube just doesn't have the same ability to pull for an average to normal creator. So in order to be really seen on YouTube, you have to have a popular channel. You have to kind of hit critical mass. That's just not the same way with TikTok. You can be someone with a few thousand followers and be seen by 1 million people. It's just a lot different. So it's definitely number 1 right now is TikTok. And I did a whole episode on building a thirst trap on TikTok. If you haven't listened to that episode or read that blog, I highly recommend that one right now as well at the end of this year and into next year, because right now with TikTok, that's where all the new people are popping in. So you can imagine if you have a site like OnlyFans that requires new people, new blood to come in and subscribe. You're going to have people who obviously, were 17 last year and now are turning 18 and can actually use OnlyFans. And those people are on TikTok. That's where they're spending their time. So, you have a whole new group of people who are going to be constantly being able to use OnlyFans that weren't able to use OnlyFans before. And that's just the facts. That you're getting a lot of new people there and a lot of younger new people. So it might not necessarily be the people who are going to be buying highly expensive custom content, but they are the sort of person who's going to try out an OnlyFans page for $5 or $10. So right now, number 1 is TikTok. Number 2 for me in November 2021 is Twitter. And the reason that I support Twitter, and I always have supported Twitter, is the ability for it to self-grow itself. And that I've described that before in the podcast, if you're a frequent listener, is that Twitter, you can tweet, and that tweet can get retweeted all over the whole ton of people's timelines instantly or quickly, and then they end up following you. And it's very visual. So they might see a picture of you, they just like the picture, and they follow you. And then you can basically start to grow your following from that. If you look on Twitter, you see people with 300,000, 500,000, a million followers, and all they're doing is just posting pictures of themselves. And in a different way than with Instagram, because